ready to go on vacation? I know I am. The only issue is I don't have anyone to go with. My name is Jasmine Vincent, and I'm the founder of Pandam. Pandam is a platform that uses a unique matching system in order to match women with potential travel partners. Now, I myself have come into this issue many times where I have a trip in mind, and the closer I get to the date, the more people that start to drop out. Now I'm left with three options. I can cancel the trip, go at it alone, or go with the one person available that I know I really don't have that much in common with. Now, the idea is to match with someone as a travel partner as easy as it is to match with someone on a dating app. We're using social media as a way to gather new users, and we currently have over 100 women in our Facebook group, and we're growing daily. Now, these women get on the platform and they fill out a unique questionnaire which groups them into a travel personality. They can then communicate with other women on the platform who have similar interests and plan a trip together. Now, we will generate revenue by hosting network events for our vendors and our target market, women ages 23 to 45. Now, with the vendors that come to the event, they will we'll create partnerships with travel agencies, agents, and retailers. These events will begin in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they'll grow throughout the Southeast. Now, as we scale, we do want to develop a website and mobile application that allows us to reach an even larger user base. Global travel is one of the most lucrative industries in America, and 58% of solo travelers today are women. 1 in 5 women has traveled solo just in the last year. Now, solo travelers have the opportunity to travel how they want, with who they want. I'd love the opportunity to speak with anyone further about the next wave in the travel experience. So let's buddy up and explore together. Thank you.
Good pitch skills. How did you come up with Pandam?
That's a good question. So me and my friend, we were going over different names, and we saw an article about the old Pan America Airlines. And so we liked the pan part. The dam came from the tandem, like tandem diving, and we put it together as Pandam, but that was taken, so we got Pandam.
That's a good story. How are you going to compete with other matchmaking travel sites like Find Your Tribe or some of the other travel services?
Yeah, so we do have some competition in the area, but this application or website, it's totally free for users to use. There's no subscriptions or anything like that. The way that we're generating revenue is really by getting those users engaged on the Facebook platform. The more users we have, the more affiliate marketing we can do, and the more data selling that we can do as well. So,
Jasmine, have you determined how many users you need to make it profitable for you?
Yeah, so about 50,000 users would get us to a place where we're actually able to sell that data to the large travel companies who want to market to those individuals. But in the beginning, when we're doing the networking events, we're generating revenue right away. I perceive it's going to cost about $1,000 to do each event. And then when we actually have the vendors come in, the travel agencies, the agents, the retailers, the sunglass retailers or swimsuits or whatever, they will actually have to pay for a table in order to market to my users.
So what do you think your net profit will be on these events when you do them?
It's going to be pretty low, so about $500, depending, because travel agencies will have to pay one price, travel agents will have to pay another price, and retailers a different price as well. So it depends on which, how many of each category that we get. It's about 500.
So I hear you say now you're at 100. You're trying to get to this 50,000. Is that kind of your target over time?
It is my target over time, and that's more when we get to the application and the website. So we do have a website right now, but it's currently under construction. But the Facebook group right now, it's still growing. We're still in the very early stages, but people love it. Facebook is a community where people actually go on already and try to find other people to go on trips with. They join travel groups, and I'm in all of them, so I know that they're out there. But this actually gives them the opportunity to match with someone who has similar interests.
Talk to me a little bit about how one of these meetings would go. Is this show up in a room and, okay, if you're interested in traveling to Asia, go in that corner, and if you want to go to Europe, go in that corner and figure it out, or how does this go?
So it's going to be all women. We will have the vendors set around the event. So it's like a networking event. You already know your travel personality. So for me, for instance, I'm an adventurer. So I will have something on that signifies that I'm an adventurer. I can talk to other adventurers, and let's say there's a agency out there that specifies in doing trips that do zip lining or adventurous things. They'll have a table there, and it'll say these are for adventurers.
And are you ultimately, are you having to sort of aggregate a group to go
Yes.
do this with you? So, okay. All right. And that'll all just sort of take place organically at the meeting?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Last question. Is there any liability associated with the matchmaking that you'll eventually do with your app or website?
Yes, that's a good question. So there are a lot of security concerns that come into people's minds, but just like when you get on a dating app, you assume the liability as a user. If you decide that you want to go on a date or you want to go on a trip with that person, then you know that you're going to have to assume that risk. Now, as far as background checks and things like that, at this time, I don't think that's the best way to go about it. The users will have to sign a waiver, but they have the opportunity to communicate with people. They can check out their Facebook pages and see if they're, a legitimate person or not, and make that decision.
Hey, people are weird. I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.